magazine, interviewing Laville. So Laville, man, eventually we actually got this interview now.
Yeah.
Man, because I remember when I was at Jazz Cafe and I saw you performing, and it was a nice performance. You know what I mean? And the way you and Carlton is like you two was performed together. Do you know what I mean? But was that the actual first time you performed together?
It's the first time I've ever met him.
Man, and you because that was a sold out venue.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean?
It was a packed venue.
Yeah.
It's a good night. He had a lot of lessons in here.
A great vibes. It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
The atmosphere was just right. So okay, Laville. So where you from? You're from London. Where you grew up? Where you grew up? You tell me a little background about yourself. Where you grew
So
up?
I grew up in North London.
Yeah.
Like Enfield side.
Enfield. Yeah.
And yeah, from London. Grew up Enfield. A couple of years back. But I've moved all around. I've lived north, east, south, west.
Yeah.
But I'm back in north now.
You're back.
It's home, innit?
No place like home.
There's no place like
Full
home.
circle.
With the good Turkish food.
Oh, jeez, yeah, no, yeah. So okay. So when did you realise, right, growing up, that you had a kind of a voice for singing? You know, all right, growing up, what kind of music was you listening to as a little kid? You know, as a little kid, you're growing up, you're listening to music what your parents played until you go secondary school, then you got mind your own, and you start listening to your own kind of choice.
Yeah.
So what was your kind of, growing up, what kind of music you listened to?
It was like a mix of everything that I had at home. So I guess there was always like reggae at home. There was always groove at home. There was always soul at home. There was always, and then going on more. Obviously, you're a kid, so you listen to what's popular. So you listen to popular pop music. You listen to popular hip hop, popular this, popular that. A lot of house and garage when I grew up as well. A lot of garage.
So who's your kind of favourite artist in the garage scene them days?
I really like Wookie.
Wookie.
There's Wookie, there's like Traxy Lonyo, there's loads of people. It was like So Solid, doing set back in the day.
Yeah.
So many different people that were just like influential.
Yeah. So it's them you homed in and tuned into.
Yeah, I think there was like a lot of influences, because it's like you don't just have. I think maybe back in the day there would be like you were into one thing, or you were into this, or you were into that. And I think it's very much like that now.
Yes.
It's gone full circle. So like if kids are into drill, they're into drill. If they're into grind, they're into grind. Do you know what I mean? If they're into hip hop, they're into hip hop.
That's right.
Everyone's got their little sections now. But at that point,
so it's like the pigeonhole or so.
Yeah, definitely. There was. I guess maybe I grew up in a space with people that were a little bit more versatile anyway. I was quite lucky.
Yeah. So okay, so you know, so when you just start kind of like realize you have, hold on, I have a bass here. When I was much younger, maybe like 10, 11, and I went to drama and theatre school on like a Saturday or a Sunday, whenever I used to go. Saturday What was the name of that drama? What was the name of that school?
That was in Enfield. So that was just the local theatre, the Millfield Theatre.
Yeah.
And
Northfield Theatre. Millfield. Okay.
Millfield Theatre. And used to go there every Saturday.
Yeah.
Like do singing, dancing, drama, this, that, and the other. So I kind of knew that I wanted to do something entertainment.
Yeah.
And I got to maybe about 13, and everything else took precedence. And then it took me until I was 27, until I was like, okay, let's do this again, let's try again. So from like 13 to 27, I just didn't do anything.
So from around the age of 12, 13, that's when you realised you had a voice.
Yeah, maybe.
That's when you realise you can't hit certain notes in your voice then?
No, I think maybe that's when I was like 21 at home, just like singing on my own. Because I never used to sing for anyone or anything, so sing at home a lot on my own.
Yeah. So did it hit certain notes when you were singing alone and you thought, hold it a minute?
Yeah. I was like, wait, who else is in the room?
Yeah.
Can't be me. But yeah, so it's just like, that's what I was like. I always knew somewhere that I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But I never pursued it.
Yeah.
At that level.
Yeah, there was.
I should have, but I think everything happens in its
No,
right time.
yeah, they said nothing never done before the time, innit? You know what I mean? So, it's okay. So when you realise that you had a voice for singing and you thought, okay, that's the road I want to go down. What age was you, and what was your kind of? What did you come? Okay, you realise now you got a voice to sing. What kind of age was you at that age? Yeah. And what road did you go down to get to that road?
So I think because the first time when I was like 27, I was at a house party.
Yeah.
I was like humming along to a song. There's a guy next to me who was making these beats. He was playing his beats while we were at this house party. Everyone's off doing their own thing. And I was humming along to it, and he said, "You're pretty good. You should come to the studio." It's like, probably not. Because I don't really want to do that right now.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I think you should. And then
why? Because you didn't feel.
Yeah, I didn't really want to because it's mad because I knew that if I tried, I'd get somewhere. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna get somewhere. Do you know what I mean? I knew I'm not a dickhead. I'm gonna get somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some heart into it if I'm gonna do it. So it's like, shit, this is actually gonna happen now. So I was like, this is actually.
So your dreams are coming now, and you want to ease off on your dreams.
Yeah, I was like, God, can't you just let me be in the party every weekend and not take it so seriously? And then there was another party.
Yeah.
And then we went to the other party, which was at his house. So he had this thing, and then he was like, set up the mic, and everyone was. Because a lot of my friends are very, very musical, like DJs, singers, actors, writers.
So you're surrounded by musicians.
Surrounded always. My brother runs a record label.
What label was that you were around?
He runs a label called Dice Recordings. But they do Dice Productions now, so they do the Big Nasty Show. They do like a few other things that are coming out this year as well.
Oh, and like what? Okay.
They got some legendary stuff coming out.
Yeah. So what kind of music they deal with?
They deal more with like the drill, grime.
Right. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
It's Big Nasty, so it's more of that. More of that hill. So then he did this other party, and everyone was like singing on the mic and just like freestyling different beats.
What was it, kind of drop the mic kind of thing, or was it a nice TM?
No, I mean, it was like, go on.
So they put it on you then, really?
In front of everyone.
Hey? They put it on you?
There's maybe 25 people in the room. It's crazy because we still have the recording. He has the recording of that moment when like the mic started singing and everyone's like, wow.
Yeah, they're shocked, you see.
Because no one knew. No one knew what's happening.
So that's when you just bust out, really, isn't it?
Yeah, from that moment, that's when it was like, okay, come next week, let's do a weekly session because you're pretty good and you can make this a thing. And some of those tracks are on my album, so they were the first ones I made, like the demos.
Yeah.
From that time.
And that's on the album what you've released now.
Yeah.
And what's the name of those tracks?
The Wonder. So the tracks are Easy, Giant, Beyonce, and Love Shine. So 4 out of 10, sorry. Came from the original demos and the rest.
And obviously they was written by you.
Yeah. Written by me. I think there might be like 2 words, but no, my friend actually, in Love Shine, my friend wrote the second verse.
Yeah.
Because she was originally singing on the second verse. It was originally a duet.
Okay, yes.
But then it got to the point that she was like, I don't think I should be on this. Like, it should be your track. Like, this is your track. So I've just written the verse and it's your track. Cool.
So didn't your friend come in and feature on it, or just?
No, she didn't feature on it. We've still got the recordings somewhere.
Wow.
In the emails. Could probably, I'd like to do it live one day. She's one of my really, really good friends. I'm a big inspiration for her.
So she's obviously she's a singer. She's a singer as well. Isn't it? What's her singing name? She goes under.
She goes by her first name, Graciela.
Graciela.
Graciela. I go with my last name. She goes by her first name.
Wow. So you got so then?
Yeah. So I got some. Just a little bit.
So after rock, so after a party, then that's when you realise, hold it a minute, people like your voice now. So that's when you decide to kind of be more focused into the studio now. That's when is that when you decide to pick it up and?
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, there's a bit of a. I thought there might be a point to try.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if there's a lot of people that you know through like your whole life, and you'll be like, oh, you was really good at this, or they was a really good artist, or they was a really good, I don't know, chef, or they were good at making drinks or something, and they never pursued it. And you get to an age, and if I was like, I wish I'd done that. I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah. If I shoulda, coulda, woulda, kind of thing.
It's nothing to do with me. That shoulda, coulda, woulda life. I don't want it. So I was like, okay, give it a go. Now you're here. You've got a brilliant producer in place. You've got people around you who can help you. So just see what happens. You never know. I was like, give it 5 years. Still work.
And how many years ago was that now?
4.
4 years. 4 past 5.
Yeah.
So that means that's.
I got one more year to see whether or not I want to do this or not.
Man.
I don't think I've got a choice now. It's too far to quit. I love it too much.
Yeah, it's a passion. It's in you, innit? Do you know what I mean? Because that's it's in you. You know what I mean? No matter what you might find something else to do, but that would always be your passion, and you always will come back to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Always. There's other things that I like to do, other things that I studied at university that I like to do as well. But
Oh, you studied at uni?
Yeah.
What did you study there?
Media writing at uni. So I was like quite big on script writing, quite big on poetry and stuff like that. But
That's where your writing skills come in.
That's what I think my poetry teacher at university used to say I was quite a weird writer. She goes, you write like a rapper, or you write like.
Is that what your lecturer used to say to you?
Yeah, she was like, you write quite matter of fact. She was like, there's no mystery in your poems, and I was like, I don't want to have mystery in my poems. I want to tell a story. She was like, well then write a story, don't write a poem. And I was like, oh, okay. I just wanna make it.
What studios did you used to use then?
It was his house in Laville Grove. So I'd go like once a week.
Yeah.
And we'd like make a different song every week, or rework something else. It was just like, that was my first
involvement in it.
And then after that, there was like a few other people that I worked with to start making music.
Oh, like who you can't call it?
The main one would be Ash Walker, who is like a good friend, like a brother now.
Nice.
He started, so I was running a club in West London, in Notting Hill. Yeah. And he was a friend of one of the waitresses that worked there.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, he's a great singer. You should work with him. And he was like, yeah, cool. Made a track. Within like the next week, made a track, and then we put that track out, and that was the first track I made with him.
So did you know when you put it out, did you test press it first? Did you kind of test it for other DJs to play it first, or you just released it and start selling it?
Yeah, you just put it out there. I guess it's different now. I guess you have to just like, if you want to put stuff out, you just put it out. If you're not associated with a label, if your label want to put stuff out, they put it out. Yeah. So luckily that was a track that we made in like half an hour.
So was that? I guess that was an independent label.
Yeah, that was. He was signed to a label called Deephead at the moment. At the time. Yeah. Now he's signed to a different town. So he's signed to a different label now. Yeah. But yeah, we made a track called Thunder. Pretty nice. one of my favourites.
What was the feedback on it? What was the feed? A lot of people was enjoying it.
Yeah, of course, man. It was like,
So you end up going places and you hear your music played.
yeah, I've heard it like a few times.
Yeah.
Now. But the main thing was that I ended up ended up touring together, and like we did a lot of dates together.
Yeah.
Like a lot of shows, a lot of festivals. So that was like my introduction into performing, I guess. So that gave me So I learned how to perform by being in a band with him and another group as well called Future Dub Project, which was like
What was the name of it?
Future Dub Project. So they were like
Future Dub Projects.
So that was like dub, drum and bass, fusion. So it was just like
Fusion Dub Projects.
So it was like direct mix, but all played live, live instruments, and it was all fusion. So it was all. Some of the tracks were covers, some of them we just made up.
Yeah.
Some of them we just made up on the spot.
What on the
Spot.
off hook
Yeah.
or ad hoc?
And it was like different. So the first time I played with that band, Future Dub Project, was at Glastonbury because they didn't have a singer, they didn't have a male vocalist, but I already had a ticket.
Yeah.
So my friend who was dating the guy, who was dating the guy who was the drummer and the band leader, was like, I know a singer who's at Glastonbury already.
And he's right there.
Yeah, he's already at Glastonbury, so you should link up with him before you go.
Wow.
Sort out a set and do it because he's already there. There's not many people who can. Glastonbury's super tight with tickets.
Glastonbury.
Yeah, so that was the first gig I did at Glastonbury was like 8,000 people.
And how long was that? When was that?
That was 3 years ago.
3 years ago. So we're talking about 2016, 2017 kind of thing.
2017, yeah. And the stage called the Hell Stage in Shangri-La. It's a big deal.
And that was in front of 8,000 people, of course.
Because I've been going there for like a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
I go every year. It's my favourite thing to do.
Yeah.
But and I was like, wow, I'm actually getting to perform on this stage that I've watched so many different people.
Yeah. So did you ever, coming up through the music, did you ever thought about performing at Glastonbury, or that was never on your mind?
Yeah, I think from going there, so from working there, so I work in a private bar at Glastonbury, which is like home again, another place I call home. And I always be like, oh, I'd love to do this. And I'd see like my other friends perform, Foreign Beggars, perform there all the time. And my other friend did Gypsy Hill, he's like a trumpet player for them. So I'd seen all my other friends and I was like, I'd love to do that one day. Got the chance to do it with that band. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to do my own set there.
That's right, yeah.
But I need to get tickets for my band, which is bloody hard.
So is it tricky to get? You'd have to register your band and go through all the red tape and rigmarole to get on there. Because imagine thousands of people must want to get there on the band, isn't it?
Yeah. So they give you like 2 tickets, even if you're a band of 10, and just like figure it out, find a job, do something.
Well, yeah.
It's really easy.
Yeah. When was the first time you actually performed, like as a professional now?
With my own material.
Yeah.
That was at Margate.
That was.
Yeah, it was Margate Soul Festival.
And when was it? When was that?
2 years ago. So that would be 2018. 2017, 2018.
And
summertime.
And there was other acts there as well.
Yeah, there was other acts that day. I can't remember who was playing. Children of Zeus were playing that day.
Yeah.
The rest because I couldn't stay for the whole thing.
Yeah, but it was a big turnout, a big crowd.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was like my first gig at a festival, a soul festival on the beach in Margate in the middle of summer.
All right. So the night before, how do you feel about the following day? What's coming up? This is the night before now. Tomorrow, for example.
Yeah, it's the day.
Yeah.
I was excited because I knew I was like, right. I had my band, like 2 of the people in the band at that point were from Brighton, so I had them staying with me. We did rehearsals the day before and I was like, oh, this sounds tight, this sounds really good. Like a vocalist, I've known it for years, I was like, this sounds tight, it's good. So I felt really secure that it was going to be a good show.
Yes.
And then we got there and it was like a little bit of drama with the lady at the door. And then there was all this stuff.
So the vibes, they're killing the vibes now.
Yeah, it was like going down and I was like pushing back and I was like, oh, why is this lady being like this? And then I had a good conversation with a guy called Roy.
Yeah.
Who runs the festival, like Roy the Roach, and he was just like, humble yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like what it was. I'm glad I had that.
Yeah, because Roddy Roach is big.
right at the beginning.
He's big, Roddy Roach. Yeah.
So we had that conversation at the beginning of my career, as opposed to halfway through when I do stuff. It's like that could ruin you. It could be the one thing that ruined you is, you know, your reputation, that people think you're a piece of shit.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? If everyone thinks you're rude or you're this, no one's going to want to work with you.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, thank you very much. So it was a really, really good thing. It was a good first show to have. I think it was that one. It came with a lot of lessons.
Oh, well. Lesson learned.
Big time. Big time.
So, right, okay, so you got all these different artists now. How long did you have to get them together to kind of like gel to each other so they could bounce off each other, to understand how each other play? And was that a hard challenge to kind of get them to gel together, or?
She's waving now. The last song, my people. I don't have to thank you enough for being here with me this evening. Let's get a little better. I got a feeling the pressure's building, creating diamonds, but not in the sky. It's blinding on the scrolls you're asking. Nothing clean about what I want to do to you. Don't touch your face, make me explode. I must if you will, I'll make sure you're not alone. Not close the light when we're together. That's why I can see you wherever, whenever. Really well together. Everyone was like bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
Working really well together.
So okay. So you performed at O2 as well.
Yes, I did O2. I supported John Legend with the O2.
And
big gig.
how was that when you realised? Hold it a minute. You're supporting John Legend.
Again, I was excited. I was just excited. The thing is, because it's like I don't have time to be scared anymore. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there's times when you feel a little bit like apprehensive, or you're like
you're just glad and happy that your name's there with him.
Just happy to do these things. Do you know what I mean? Because I wasn't doing it 4 years ago. Do you know what I mean? 4 years ago, I was running restaurants, which I still do now. Running restaurants or clubs and bars.
Yeah.
But I was like partying a lot, and life was like different, completely different.
So really, in 4 years, you can't escalate well.
Yeah, I think
you escalated well.
I've done a good job.
Damn well, good job.
Not to blow my own whistle.
A bloody well, good job.
Not to blow my own whistle, but
no.
I think there's some good things that have come out of me focusing on something other than being at the party.
Yeah.
As I always say to my friends, it's like it was time to come out of the playground and come back to the
time for business.
Yeah, out of the playground into the classroom. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
Time to learn, because it was a learning curve as well, to learn so much stuff.
Yeah. So in your band, what's the name of name your band. Who's the drummer, the bass, who's on the keys?
Drums. Now we have Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jeremy JJ is really, really sick drummer. We've got James Burrows who plays the guitar.
Yeah.
Lawrence Jenner who plays bass.
It's James. That's tall. Was he playing the bass, James?
No, Lawrence was playing the bass. So
Okay.
James is a Sri Lankan guy who plays the guitar.
Yeah. Oh, he was on the far side of the stage where I was.
Yeah, so he was
Right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. On your right. He was on your right.
Yeah, he was on my right, and not just on the left. And then Cherie Dubras, who does backing vocals, and then Julian Vickery, who plays keys. Forgot his name for a second.
Okay, yeah, because he was right in front of you. He was on your left.
Yeah,
And the guitar and the bass, the guitar was on you.
Yeah, so you usually put like your bass and your keys there, and then backing singer.
Oh, is that how you set? How do you set it up? How do you actually set it up? You put right the drums in the middle.
Drums in the middle at the back.
Yeah.
And then you put keys either like there or there. So they'll either be like by the drums, because you want everyone to be able to communicate, so they can communicate between each other.
Yeah.
I do a lot of things in the show that are not rehearsed. No one will know, but I'll just be like, I'll look at them and be like,
And they know
going.
they know that look.
Yeah, they know that look. Keep going. Don't stop.
They know that look.
And they'll be like, okay, cool. And then you see them playing more,
Yeah.
playing more.
You're gonna be the one who's gonna come and stand in my life.